tabernacle. We're going to talk about the tabernacle a little bit. The Vav is all over the tabernacle of Moses. It's incredible how much the Vav is used, because a Vav is a hook. It's a nail. And go figure, it builds things. The Vav builds things. Exodus chapter 27, verse 9 and following, it says, "And thou shalt make a court of the tabernacle. For the south side southward there shall be hangings for the court of fine twined linen of 100 cubits long for one side, and the 20 pillars thereof, and the 20 sockets shall be of brass. The hooks," in Hebrew it says the Vav. You know, Vav is spelled with a Vav, Vav. It's two Vavs. It spells Vav. "The hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver." Okay? So I want to show you that in the making of the tabernacle, that the hooks that are holding the curtains, those are called Vavs. It's connecting something. This is a close-up of the fence. So when we go back here, you see the tabernacle, you see the fence that runs all the way around. What I'm going to do is going to give you kind of a model, mock-up of what that fence looks like. Okay? So we go back to the fence. This is a close-up. This is quite amazing because you can't see the colors very well, but you have two wooden posts with a bronze on the bottom cap and a silver cap and hooks on the top. Now, if you know anything about biblical colors or metals, we don't have time to go into this, but silver always represents redemption or truth. Okay, redemption or truth, and brass always represents judgment. Okay, brass is judgment, redemption, and truth. And so, what do you have? I mean, you have a picture of the Messiah built right into the side of the tabernacle, because the Messiah was crucified on wood. And remember, in the book of Revelation, what does John do? John describes the Messiah, says his feet are what? Brass or bronze. Okay? And he has redemption or truth girded around his head. His mind is transformed with fully the truth. So he's silver and brass on wood. And so what is the linen? What is the linen? How interesting. I'm glad you asked what that question is. What is linen? Well, let's look at this. I want you to look at very carefully these two. What does this look like? Does it not look just like this? Because, see, what's so interesting is the Torah is called a fence. For the last 4,000 years, they have been calling the Torah a fence. Matter of fact, so much so that the rabbis, the people, the scribes that actually build Torahs, write Torahs, they have over 4,000 laws just in how to put together a Torah scroll. And do you know that they pattern it after the tabernacle of Moses, the fence that runs around the tabernacle? That's how they pattern. This is why the parchments are not just one little piece of paper. They're all connected. And they have these columns. And did you know that every column starts with a Vav? That's why I have Vavs up there. Every single column will start with a Vav. Why? Because they're trying to send a message that the word of Yahweh never ends. Every paragraph and every word and every sentence and every column is connected to the next. You see, that's why it rolls all the way out. And did you know that how many columns there are? Is the columns that are around the tabernacle in a typical Torah scroll. That's why I was in Israel. We did a worship ceremony at the actual biblical site where Moses anointed Aaron under satellite surveillance. It took us 45 minutes in a 60-foot bus to get there because no one goes there. Nobody even knows where it's at. But we had an opportunity to go there, and our guide pulls out a 450-year-old Torah scroll, wraps it in a 25-foot circle all the way around us with the musicians in the center, and we worshiped out in the middle of deserts. It was absolutely incredible. And what I discovered, and actually putting together this PowerPoint, is understanding that the Vav connects. Now, what does that really mean? Did you know that every single one of you are a Vav? Every one of you are a Vav. Remember last week I said that He does not look at us through our personal relationship that we've been taught. That is not how He looks at His people. That's how He looks at us on Judgment Day. is one-on-one. Until then, we are corporate. He looks at us as corporately. This is why he said, Paul makes such a big deal. If there is sin in your house, in your congregation, you have to get rid of it, or it'll infect the entire body. A little leaven leavens the entire lump. If it was a personal relationship, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't matter. If someone's committing adultery inside the congregation, let them. It's their personal relationship. And this is unfortunately has prevailed in our churches today, in our congregations and fellowships all over the world. Sin is let go to be rampant. You know what? I'd rather have 25 people that love the Lord than 2,500 and half of them are in sin. The Father's work will be restricted by one single person. Over and over in Scripture you see that. From Ananias and Sapphira to Akon. You see it all over the place. Where all of Israel is cursed because of one single act of one person. Cora. I mean, we could just go right down the line. I don't mean to re-preach last week's message. If you missed it, get it. But the point is that we have got to understand that we're connected to one another. So if you take yourself out from that connection and it's not the Father, you'll be ripping the very fence that's protecting that congregation. How do you not know that you're a vital Vav? Come and join us as we travel back in time 4,000 years ago to discover exactly where the holidays of Christmas, Easter, and even Valentine's Day come from. Why do we celebrate the birth of Jesus on December 25th? Whose birthday really is on December 25th? Where did we come up with December 25th? Where did the star on top of the Christmas tree come from? Where did the Christmas tree itself come from? Where did St. Nicholas come from? Are we sure that St. Nicholas even existed? Have you ever wondered where the famous phrase, ho, 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 comes from? It comes from the late 1600s when they used to have plays, and before the devil would come on stage, he would announce himself by saying, ho, ho, ho. Did you know that original Santa's elves weren't little guys that made toys? They were Krampus demons that would punish the children if they weren't good for that year, while St. Nicholas would give them gifts if they were good. Who is the Easter Bunny? Where do we get Easter eggs from? Why do we celebrate Easter on the first Sunday after the vernal equinox? Did you know that Christmas was illegal in the United States until the mid-1800s? Can we celebrate these holidays according to the Bible? This is by far the most popular video on the internet on the history of Christmas and Easter. This video has changed hundreds of thousands of people's lives, and it will change your life too.